A court in Chile has ruled that a law legalizing abortion in certain cases is constitutional. It means women will be able to seek an abortion when their life is in danger, when a fetus is unviable, or when a pregnancy results from rape. The ruling ends years of heated debate from opponents and was greeted with applause and chants from supporters of the bill. This is a historic milestone. This is a reflection of the struggle of feminists, women and human rights organizations for decades. We were strong in the legislative debate and we were convincing in front of the Constitutional Court. Chile was only one of a handful of countries worldwide where abortion was illegal without exception. The ban was imposed during the closing days of Augusto Pinochet's dictatorship. Since then, conservative legislators and pro-life groups have blocked any move to relax it. This woman says it's a black day in this country. They've just legalized genocide. The ruling represents a win for President Michelle Bachelet, who tweeted that it was a historic day for the women of Chile. Bachelet first signed the draft bill in 2015, but it was only passed earlier this month, prompting opponents to question its constitutionality. Chile's Constitutional Court has now rejected that challenge, meaning the bill now becomes law. Millions of Americans have been enthralled as they gazed up at the sky to watch a total solar eclipse. From Oregon in the west to South Carolina in the east, millions donned protective glasses to watch as the moon passed in front of the sun. It was the first total solar eclipse in a century to sweep across the United States from coast to coast.
You take the glasses off and it looks like it's nighttime. And it's just the corona was just hard to describe. You just can't translate through film. Just being here was great.
It was wonderful, wonderful. And I wish I could do it again, but I won't ever see something like that ever again. So I'm really glad that I took the day off of work.
The event inspired Americans to make marriage proposals, hold family reunions and to miss work to witness the rare cosmos wonder. And it may well have drawn one of the largest audiences in human history, including those watching on television and online.
President Trump will increase US troops in Afghanistan, he said in a speech in Virginia. A change of heart for a president whose instinct was always to pull out. He gave no numbers or timeline for the new strategy, but did specify that it was about killing terrorists rather than nation building.
Working alongside our allies, we will break their will, dry up their recruitment, keep them from crossing our borders, and yes, we will defeat them, and we will defeat them handily. In Afghanistan and Pakistan, America's interests are clear. We must stop the resurgence of safe havens that enable terrorists to threaten America. And we must prevent nuclear weapons and materials from coming into the hands of terrorists and being used against us or anywhere in the world, for that matter.
Donald Trump has repeatedly criticized the approach taken by his predecessors in Afghanistan. His implication, the new plan will make good earlier mistakes, allowing for an honorable and enduring outcome worthy of the tremendous sacrifices that have been made by American service personnel.
Emergency workers pull a 7-month-old baby out of the rubble of a collapsed building on the Italian island of Ischia. With bare hands, they search for his 2 young brothers trapped in the rubble. At least 2 people are believed killed and around 40 injured after an estimated 4.3 magnitude earthquake hit the island off the coast of Naples on Monday evening. Residents and tourists ran out onto the narrow streets from homes and hotels and spent the night outdoors. Fearing aftershocks, many headed to the pier, deciding to leave the island. 6 buildings in the town of Casamicciola, including a church, collapsed when the quake hit just before 9 p.m. The Civil Protection Department says about 2,500 people can't re-enter their homes, whilst building checks are being carried out.
An earthquake on the Italian island of Ischia has left at least 2 people dead and another 25 injured. The magnitude 4.0 quake hit the tourist-packed island off the coast of Naples at around 9 o'clock in the evening. Emergency workers have pulled a 7-month-old baby from the rubble along with other members of the same family. Stefano De Lorio, a business consultant from Naples whose wife is a doctor on the island, rushed to help. In Casamicciola there was a shockwave, so apart from the usual tremors that often happen in Ischia, which is a seismic sensitive area, it was the main shock which obviously caused the most damage. In the upper part of the town it was clear there was more serious damage there because the old houses were built in the 18th century. In the old part, conditions are very bad. Some houses have been completely destroyed, others have lost walls, while some buildings have just lost bits of plaster. In Casamicciola, Ischia, Porto and Forio, everyone has left their homes. They're all outside in the streets. A lot of tourists are leaving with their baggage. Emergency workers are currently being transported by ferry and helicopter from the mainland. Some were already on hand as they've been dealing with localized bushfires.
Russia's defense ministry claims its air force has destroyed a large column of fighters from the self-proclaimed Islamic State in Syria, killing over 200 militants. The reported airstrike took place near the eastern city of Deir al-Zur. According to the news agency TASS, Russian planes in Syria have flown more than 300 sorties over the past 5 days, launching more than 800 strikes on the extremist group. The jihadists still control most of the province, but have been losing ground elsewhere.
It was a key promise to Brexit voters, complete judicial independence for the UK when it left the European Union. Back in January, Prime Minister Theresa May said, "We will not have truly left the European Union if we are not in control of our own laws." However, new government documents cast doubt on this outcome. Position papers give a commitment to build on existing legal cooperation with Europe and to develop future judicial ties as necessary. In practice, this may mean an equivalent to the European Court of Justice, likely to be viewed as a concession too far by Brexit supporters and many within the Prime Minister's own party.
Interviene el momento para un espacio comercial. Ahora nos back nos informe deportivo.